Okay, so today we're going to talk about applying for the FAFSA, and this is good for both of you because both of you, this is your last year, so you do have to apply for the FAFSA. Have any of you applied by any chance? Because you can already do it.
No, not yet.
No? Okay, so you're going to apply for the FAFSA, you're going to apply. If we get a chance, we're even going to do it in class. I know that the college station, the college room over there, I know that they're doing that, but if we get a chance, we'll do it here. Okay, so the objectives. Today we will explain the rationale for completing the FAFSA. We will identify the resources and information required for the FAFSA, and we will develop an action plan for completing the FAFSA. Okay? Okay, so a college education can be quite pricey. In addition to tuition, many other expenses add to the overall cost of your degree. Have you researched how much room and board will cost? Do you know how you are going to pay for the charges such as mandatory lab fees and administrative fees? Student loans, grants, work study, jobs, scholarships can help you pay for these costs. So what I recommend is if you will go to college in Houston, then you might as well live at your parents' house. That's what I recommend. Okay? Yeah. So select each option to explore ways to pay for post-secondary education cost. So these are different ways that can help you. Okay? They can help you pay for the college tuition. So the first one is scholarships. Okay? Scholarships are monies given by a college organization or institution to help pay for a college tuition. Scholarships do not need to be paid back. Scholarships are usually based on qualities such as academic, artistic, or athletic abilities. Student must apply for scholarships. Next. Grants. Grants are monetary gifts that do not need to be repaid. They can be applied to your tuition, books, housing, and other school expenses. Some popular grants include the following: the Pell Grant, Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant, Academic Competitiveness Grant, and the SMART Grant. So grants you do not pay back, okay? Grants, you receive them, and they are yours. Another thing that you can do is many students work while going to school to help pay for the education and living expenses. Colleges may offer work study, on-campus jobs as part of a financial package. So both of you can work. When you're in college and you fill out the FAFSA, it'll ask you, do you want to have a work study program? And if you say yes, what they'll do is they will hire you in school. Okay? So they will give you a job, and that job will help you pay for school. Okay? Okay, so student loans. Student loans are funds that are borrowed and need to be repaid, usually with interest. Student loans can come some from the government, private banks, or institutions. The government provides low interest, subsidized loans to undergraduate students based on financial need. So loans, you do pay back, okay? Again, grants were basically free money, but loans, you do have to pay back, okay? Last but not least, financial aid. Financial aid is any money given or loaned to students to help them pay for college. So whenever the two of you fill out the FAFSA, knowing these vocabulary words will help you. Okay? Because when you get to the section, and it's asking you, hey, do you want to apply for grants? You have to say yes, because that's free money that you don't have to pay back. It will also ask you, I believe, if you want to apply for loans. Now, loans you do have to pay back.
You have to pay back?
Yes, the loans, yes, with interest.
Okay.
With interest, okay? So how can you learn about eventually receiving this funding? It all starts with the FAFSA, the free application for student aid. Select the 3 main steps of the FAFSA process to learn more. So there's 3 steps. Step 1, and you're going to do it, okay? You're gonna do it because you need to get some financial aid. So step one, FAFSA form. You have to fill out the FAFSA. That's step number one. Step two, Department of Education will review the FAFSA. So you fill out the FAFSA, then you send it through the you submit it through the website, and then you get your student aid report. And your student aid report will tell you, yes, you qualify for grants. Yes, you qualify for a scholarship. Whatever you qualify for, it'll tell you. Okay? Why is it critical that every student who plans to go to college complete the FAFSA? Select any of the answers. So these are the reasons why it's important for the two of you, 12th graders, to complete the FAFSA. Completing the FAFSA is part of the administration process for all colleges and universities. So if you want to go to college, you have to fill that out. The FAFSA allows the Department of Education to connect students with educational funding opportunities. Students who complete the FAFSA achieve a higher education level in colleges than those who do not.
The FAFSA website can be accessed online through the Department of Education website.
This is how. Okay.
The top navigation and drop-down menu has information on how to prepare academically and financially for college, what types of aid are available and how to qualify,
This
and
is
finally,
how
how
the
to
website
understand
looks.
repayment terms
Just
on
take a
student
look at it
loans.
for a minute.
The fourth drop-down menu is where you'll find information about how to fill out the FAFSA form, and there is also a direct link to the form itself. In the center of the screen is where you will begin. Either select Start Here if you are new to the FAFSA process, or select Login if you are a returning user. Returning users can update or correct their information on the FAFSA form and view their student aid report. Below the Login buttons you will find the FAFSA announcements. Here you can find the latest news and tips for completing the
I hope
FAFSA
that
form online. Below the announcements, you will
virtual
find three
kids are
tools.
able to hear
The
this
first
video.
will help you predict your financial aid eligibility. The second will help you complete your FAFSA form. And the third.
Okay, so FAFSA form, step one, student identification. This is how the student well, this is if you're doing it on paper. If you're doing it on the website, I don't think it looks like this, but this is how it looks if you're doing it on paper. Okay, this is step two. You have to fill out the student financial information. Okay, this is just how the form looks. Step four, and then the last step, step 6. So this is how the form looks if you do it on paper. So the FAFSA form asks for quite a bit of information. For that reason, it is smart to gather together a few resources before you begin the form. So these are some of the things that you need to gather before the FAFSA. You can read this by yourself. I'll just read the main title. You need financial records, educational information, and college university information. So you can pause that if you're home, and you can read those by yourself. Okay, so which resources must you have to complete for the FAFSA form? These are the resources that you must have to complete the FAFSA. Here, you can read those four items by yourself. Timing matters. When you complete the FAFSA, it does matter. It's a general rule. The earlier you submit your FAFSA, the greater the number of educational funding opportunities that will be available. Okay, so the sooner you do it, the better it is. And you can read this later by yourself. The FAFSA website offers updates information about when you can submit a FAFSA for a given year. Dates and deadline may shift, but typically you can. And these are the stuff that you can, okay? So you can read those dates by yourself. Quick check. Select the statements that are true and then select submit. So you can do this quick check by yourself if you want. Oops. Okay, so these are just two different cases. Select each image below to see how student A went about completing her FAFSA. So this is one student. You know what? I'm going to skip this section because I'm having some technical difficulties here. Okay. Click there. Okay. Let's go to the next screen. Next screen. You can do that by yourself. Okay. Okay, so what happens once your FAFSA is processed by the Department of Education? Basically, your SART is sent to your colleges that you listed on the FAFSA, and each college will use the information on your SART to determine if you're eligible for federal or non-federal aid, and the college you listed will create your award package and disperse your financial aid. Okay, you can read these additional steps by yourself. Okay, I will send this video to you. Actually, it's on the website, so you can see the video later. It does take about a little bit more than 3 minutes. Okay, so let's wrap it up. Remember, all students who plan to attend to college should complete the FAFSA. It's free. It takes a few hours, and it can give you the opportunity for educational funding that you never knew existed. When you fill out the FAFSA form, make sure that you familiarize yourself with the form. Gather all the necessary information and resources before you complete the form. Submit the form as early as possible. Okay, so next, you will download the student activity, okay? Once you download the student activity, you complete it like you always do, and you send it to me, okay? Thank you so much. Have a great day for the students.